Over the last decade, CBD or cannabidiol has been getting a lot of attention, thanks to a number of scientific studies and its widespread availability both in the US and internationally. You can get the stuff at gas stations now, which is kind of funny considering that not too long ago, anything that had to do with cannabis was generally frowned upon. Remember those warnings about the devil's lettuce?
More deadly even than these soul-destroying drugs is the menace of marijuana.
America, you've changed, thankfully. The reason is due in large part to the 2018 Farm Bill that opened the floodgates for legal hemp farming so long as the dry weight of THC was below a legal limit. And that's really where the CBD story shifts. We'll get more into all of that later, but for now, we're gonna take a step back and walk through the basics. This video is one of an eventual 10-part series where we'll take you on a complete educational journey of CBD. So let's jump in with CBD 101. What exactly is CBD? And the number one question we get here at Lazarus Naturals, will it make me high? CBD is just one of the over 100 cannabinoids found in cannabis and hemp plants, though it's much more prevalent in hemp. And no, CBD is not psychoactive. The singular component of CBD will not get you high. For now, here's a quick, oversimplified history lesson. Cannabis has been used for medicine, spiritual healing, and religious ceremonies for thousands of years. Hemp fibers were used for everything from sails to ropes to the paper used for early copies of the Declaration of Independence. But CBD wasn't individually extracted until the 1940s, when a Harvard chemist successfully isolated the cannabinoid while exploring THC. This discovery came at a time when the appetite for any cannabis-related research was pretty slow. Scientists couldn't really study cannabis or hemp without jumping through a ton of bureaucratic hoops. Researchers played around with a number of THC and CBD-related sleep studies over the years, but this newly discovered chemical structure mostly sat on the shelf, until years later, when scientists started to study CBD for its anti-epileptic qualities.
I am determined.
In 1971, cannabis became a Schedule I drug, so further research on CBD or THC as an epileptic treatment slowed nearly to a halt. Enter the Green Rush. Around 2005, the early waves of the legalization movement opened the door to more demand and more research. By then, a few countries and some US states had already legalized medical marijuana. Then, post-2018 Farm Bill, there was a sort of renaissance in studying cannabinoids. CBD is still often seen as the less interesting little brother to the more popular THC, but in the past few years, it's gained a lot of ground, both in the mainstream and in the lab. Which brings us back to the original question. If it doesn't make you feel high, what does CBD actually do? The simplest answer is that it plays a role in your body's regulation. Much of our current Western medicine is reactive. You have a headache, so you take Advil to get rid of it. CBD is a little different. It works by binding to receptors in our endocannabinoid system, our ECS. The ECS exists throughout your body, executing countless tasks that normally run in the background, like body temperature, sleep-wake cycles, appetite, metabolism, and mood. But the goal is always the same: homeostasis. This is more proactive, keeping the body's internal environment even keel, regardless of fluctuations externally. Because your endocannabinoid system runs in the background, the simplest answer is that if you're a pretty healthy adult, you might not feel dramatically different. Maybe you feel a sense of calm or relaxation, but you're much more likely to notice CBD's effect if you deal with irregularities in your body: anxiety, frequent stress, insomnia, bodily discomfort, or general difficulty sleeping. Some studies suggest CBD might support a healthy inflammation response. It could also trigger the release of endocannabinoids, the ones our bodies make on their own, and/or bind to receptors in the central nervous system to promote a deeper sense of calm. It's worth remembering that CBD and hemp were Schedule I drugs for some 50 years, so we've only touched the tip of the iceberg in terms of large-scale research and in what we can definitively say that CBD does for everyone. Because the truth is, it varies a lot from person to person. At the end of the day, the key takeaway is this: CBD is a cannabinoid found in hemp that won't make you feel high like THC, but may work with your endocannabinoid system to help the body and mind function on the right track. Even with controlled human studies, scientists have yet to find any evidence that you can become addicted to CBD. Like any pioneering field, the CBD industry is filled with bad actors and companies that promise more than they offer. So stick to reputable CBD providers that are third-party tested who can show you where their hemp is grown, its potency, and health certificates. And of course, while there's a lot of potential with CBD, you should always talk to your doctor before you dive in to find out if CBD will work for you. And that's it. If you made it this far, you've passed CBD 101. If you'd like more educational content like this, please do us a favor, like the video and subscribe below. We'll be launching lots more videos and helpful tips in the coming weeks, so stick around. Thanks for watching.